Hey everybody. This message for today is for my little cousin Zachary. So Zach, I'm talking to you here, buddy. And I just wanted to talk about my story growing up and some of the things that I struggled with, which have kind of led me to the place that I am today. And like my cousin Zachary, I struggled a lot in elementary school and the beginning of junior high with other kids teasing me, bullying me, and making fun of me for being a little overweight. Now, I wasn't that overweight, just like my cousin, who I'm talking to, buddy. Just a little bit, just a very small amount, right? And that's pretty normal for a young kid because they got growth spurts to go through, they have to store some energy to be able to do that, and weight's gonna fluctuate back and forth when you're a young kid. And that's pretty normal. But I didn't know that growing up. And I got picked on and picked on and picked on for not being very athletic, for being overweight, for being a little bit more sensitive than other kids. And that first started with some unhealthy habits, right? I had a form of eating disorder when I was about 13 years old, where if I felt as if I had eaten too much, I would go down to our basement. We had a gym down there, and I would work out a bunch, a lot, to offset those calories that I had thought I had overconsumed. Not knowing that consuming those calories would have potentially helped me grow a little bit taller, even though I'm pretty tall already, but helped me go through puberty a little bit better, a little bit easier, right? But it wasn't a very long period of time that I did this for. Because I went through a growth spurt around the same period of time and realized that through my efforts in sports, playing basketball and wrestling, I needed to fuel my system so that I could continue to participate in those sports and excel at those sports, because not eating a lot of food really doesn't help you to push yourself forward in athletics. And that was the first lesson in knowing that I had to eat more to fuel myself and not succumb to the pressures that were on me, that if I were to eat too much, I would get really fat and get really overweight, and then all the teasing and bullying and getting made fun of would happen all over again. And honestly, that's still sometimes a fear of mine. But you learn to control it, and you learn to understand that you have to fuel your body for athletics. You have to fuel your body the right way, and going down this path of continuing to beat yourself up over the fact that maybe you're a little bit overweight, or continuing to deprive yourself of an essential amount of calories because of an emotional reason is not a healthy thing to do. And if that's prolonged for too long of a period of time, it can really cause some big, deep damage to your hormone system, to your metabolism, and if we go too far, you really are susceptible to a lot of injuries, and not to mention all the mental trauma and the issues that you have up here. And believe me, sometimes I still have these issues, right? And I'm opening up to everyone because I want to speak to my cousin and tell him that it's okay. Everything's okay, right? You can eat a little more. You'll still be healthy. You won't get fat. And if people make fun of you for the way that your body looks, you know in your own heart the type of person you are, and that if they're so mean and they have so much free time on their hands to bring someone else down, there's something else going on in their life that's making them be like that, and has nothing to do with you. And it took me a long time to realize that that's what was going on in my life. that I was an easy target to be made fun of. But when you realize that all this stuff, all these things that people make fun of you and you know, really push your buttons and try and get at you, it's not about you. And it may spur some motivation to lift some weights and to exercise a little more and to watch your eating, and that's fine. Those things are totally cool. But when people continue to make fun of you and push you down that road, you have to realize that it has nothing to do with you. It has all to do with them. And they are the problem. There's nothing wrong with you. So, lifting weights, eating enough protein, eating enough calories is going to help you to feel more confident and build the body that you want. And it's healthy to be a little bit concerned with building the body that you want. But when you take it overboard because of the way somebody else makes you feel, that has nothing to do with who you are, then some problems start to come out of that. So this is a snapshot into my struggles with this growing up, because it's important for kids to understand this. It's also important for just people in general to understand this. That I want to share this with everyone, but especially want to share this with Zachary, because I hope that him hearing this, and you hearing this, buddy, I hope that it's enough to connect on a similar thing that I went through. So you're not alone in this. But if you keep going down the road you're going down, you're really going to do some harm to yourself, and for what? Because all these people that make fun of you, they're hurting inside. And it's got nothing to do with you. So I want you to be comfortable with who you are, be healthy, be happy, and just don't worry so much, buddy. All right, that was my message for today. Dove deep on that one. So that's all I have to say on this topic. And if you've gone through something similar or identify with this message, put a comment below. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your story, right? And I want everybody to know that you are worth more than all that crap, okay? So, this has been Jimmy, and I'll talk to you guys soon. See you, Zach.